A warm welcome and a good evening. Thank you for joining us on Uctv News once again. I am Nora Sende to bring you the bulletin this evening. It is a lovely Thursday evening, the 24th of October 2024. We are starting off our newscast this evening with the Kampala Capital City Authority, also known as KCCA, that has created a Criminal Investigation Directorate (CID) unit at its headquarters to address internal corruption issues. The acting executive director of KCCA, Frank Rusa, confirmed the development, stating that the unit will be led by the sister commissioner of police, and that is to investigate complaints raised by whistleblowers against KCCA employees. Now, Rusa acknowledged widespread concerns about corruption within the authority, describing it as a persistent issue that must be eradicated, and urged the authority staff to stay clean of corruption practices.
In the last couple of months, our building has been inundated with all sorts of investigations. State House, anti-corruption, IGG, CID, etc. I want to inform the people of Kampala and the people of Uganda that we are going to take a firm stand against corruption within our ranks, because we are aware it's there. Now, what are we going to do practically? First, we have set up a CID unit inside KCCA, led by an assistant commissioner of police. That unit is manned by about 6 officers, senior officers. This CID unit is going to be doing internal investigations. We are going to have a staff monitoring committee or team to focus on what people are doing and whether they're doing it in time and doing it correctly. We are going to open up an opportunity for whistleblowers to speak to us and to inform us of things which are going wrong outside. I'm aware, I have heard that in the IGG's office, there is a desk or a unit dedicated to KCCA. We shall collaborate with that unit and try our best to stamp out or mitigate against the disease of corruption. Because corruption is an enemy of service delivery. If corruption is not tackled, it has the capacity to destroy a nation. So for us as senior management, we have made our commitment, and we want to celebrate the people who come early and do their best to make sure that we deliver our mandate, but also punish those who seek to tarnish our name. We shall do that, and we're going to start doing that in this period that the government has entrusted with us.
Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has reassured Ugandans that the Kiswahili language learning initiative is not aimed at replacing their local traditional languages, contrary to what some critics claim. President Museveni made the statement while presiding over the inaugural graduation ceremony of the first cohort of the Kiswahili Learning and Speaking Initiative candidates held at the Chambogo University grounds.
In a bid to align with the broader East African integration agenda, where Kiswahili is treated as a regional common language, the ruling National Resistance Movement Party Secretariat, in partnership with the Office of the Minister for East African Affairs, Right Honorable Litwala Kadaga, launched the Kiswahili Language Learning and Speaking Initiative in September of 2023. After a year of consistent learning, blended with foreign trips to the neighboring countries, which are fluent in the language to acquaint the students with the exposure, 350 Kiswahili language learning candidates have been awarded academic certificates at the graduation event presided over by the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Kwa wakati huu, Mheshimiwa Rais namkaribisha.
Presiding over the inaugural graduation ceremony at Chambogo University grounds this afternoon, Museveni reassured Ugandans that Kiswahili language is not being introduced in a tribalistic spirit, upon which he challenged them to learn the language for the sake of regional integration.
Lakini kule mbele ni muhimu sana kwa nchi yote, kwa Waganda wote na kwa wana East Africa wote kujifunza Kiswahili, kwa sababu Kiswahili sio lugha ya kabila. Kiswahili is not a tribal language, sio lugha ya kabila moja. Hata ukienda Tanzania huweza kukuta kabila ambayo ni kabila ya Waswahili. Hata pwani kule kuna makabila huko kama Wazaramo, wako na lugha zao za kikabila, lakini Swahili ni lugha ambayo haina mwenyewe. This is the big advantage of Swahili. It is a language which does not belong to one tribe.
The minister in charge of East African Affairs, who also doubles as the first deputy prime minister, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, appreciated the occasion as it helped her prove some politicians wrong, especially those who misinterpreted the initiative as an attempt to erode the natives' traditional identity.
Is that when I went to Parliament to report that the cabinet had decided that we start teaching Kiswahili in Uganda, there was a mistaken view that we are going to stop Ugandans from speaking their languages and speaking English and take on Swahili. But today, this activity has notified that these people are speaking their languages, they're speaking English, they're speaking Swahili, they will soon learn French.
Richard Todong, the Secretary General of the ruling party NRM, reiterated the importance of Ugandans learning Swahili language, particularly under the circumstances where some Ugandans have failed to obtain employment opportunities from East African states due to language barriers.
Now, this is one of the examples that we feel government should come in and support the party and make sure this program is rolled all over the country. There is a lot of demand in the country for Kiswahili lesson. One of the reasons is that our citizens are finding challenges when they look for jobs in the region. Some of them are failing to get these jobs because they lack the Kiswahili language knowledge.
The National Coordinator of the Kiswahili Learning and Speaking Program, Stephen Ibwire, commended the President for his continued support to this initiative, specifically the Uganda shillings 100 million donation he has blessed their circle with.
The President has delivered support of 100 million shillings to our Kiswahili circle, and already the circle is registered, it is organized, it is already structured and operational. So it is for everybody. This cohort and even the next people, the next intake, and everybody who will join in the future will be a beneficiary of this money or this seed capital which the President has injected in. So it's not only for this cohort.
In February 2022, the East African Summit declared Kiswahili as one of the official languages alongside English and French, and this was 3 months after the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO designated 7th July as the World Kiswahili Language Day. Several attempts are underway to institutionalize Kiswahili language amidst public bias where Ugandans always associate the language to death and destruction, following human rights abuses and atrocities meted upon civilians by the former Ugandan president, late Idi Amin's rogue soldiers. Joseph Kabale, UCTV News.
Especially when it came to...
Now, the Ugandan government has declared a 5 million compensation package to the bereaved families of those who lost their lives in the Tuesday fuel tank explosion that occurred along Kampala-Gulu Highway. Now, during an impromptu joint meeting between the State Minister for Information, Communication and Technology, that's Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao, and the Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Baluko, they stated that 5 million Uganda shillings will provide support for burial arrangements and 1 million shillings for those still receiving treatment at the Mulago National Referral Hospital.
At the lapse of the last Tuesday, a fuel truck en route to Gulu was involved in an accident in Chigogwa Town Council, Nansana Municipality, upon which it overturned and consequently burst into flames, claiming more than 11 people's lives, who had gone to siphon fuel, of which 2 were minors, those who were within the close vicinities, and leaving about 25 severely injured. By press time, police had acknowledged a rise of the death toll to 15, 25 admitted in various hospitals, of which 9 were in intensive care unit, posing the fear of a possible rise on the death toll. According to the State Minister for National Guidance Godfrey Barukabyanga, the subsequent loss of people's lives in the catastrophic accident was not as a result of the government's negligence, but rather sheer ignorance of the victims who wanted to take advantage of the accident to siphon free fuel.
You want the government to drive the trucks or what? Because this was an accident. Police has not yet established why the cause of the accident. And you're already blaming government for not being what? Serious. It was on a paved road. Because Bombo Road is a paved road. And one of the best roads without even the pothole. So what seriousness do you want the government to do? It paves the roads, and then you drive fast, and then you blame government. And it fell in a busy center. So you may meet some people, yes, might have gone there to pick fuel, and not out of desperation, but out of ignorance. Out of sheer what? Ignorance.
It's upon this ground that the State Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Uctv Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao, implored members of the public to embrace working hard instead of risking their lives in pursuit of free things.
N'olwekyo tubakubiriza abantu baffe nti tunyiikire okuyiiya okukola ebyamangu bino oluusi tebivaamu kirungi. Abantu bafiiridde obulamu bwabwe n'ebyo babadde bagenderedde tebabifunye. Kale kwegamba olaba nti ensi efiirwa, gavumenti efiirwa. Tufiiriddwa tumanyi oboolyawo abandi badde ba doctors, ba president, bani bonna bafiiridde mu muliro ogwo. Tugezeeko okuyamba gavumenti. Gavumenti si yange, gavumenti yiyo, ffenna ffe gavumenti.
Honorable Kabyanga says that as the authorities explored available resources to track down the trucker driver and as well investigate the possible cause of the tragedy, the government has decided to extend financial support of 5 million for every death case to the bereaved family and 1 million to every hospitalized victim.
The President has also directed that the families of the deceased are assisted with 5 million shillings each to assist them in burial arrangements. And all those who are admitted in hospitals with the various injuries, he has directed that they are also facilitated with the 1 million shillings to clear some hospital bills and assist them in other utilities that they may need.
The incident comes just days after a similar explosion in northern Nigeria killed over 170 people. Ugandan authorities have warned of the dangers of fuel tank accidents, urging the public to exercise caution. Joseph Kabale, UCTV News.
Let's now take a quick break. When we return, UCTV News continues.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome to Seeds of Success. My name is Rwanga Godfrey. Seeds of Success, we talk about business environment.
If you want to be a millionaire, work for money, but billionaires work for wealth.
Social affairs.
Whom to blame via characters and talents? Is it tertiary institutions or humanity within the human beings?
And other topical issues. Don't miss on UCTV, good news for all.
And that marks the end of our bulletin this evening. It has been nice having you. I am Nora Sende from the entire team, and we wish you a lovely evening and a good night.